I'm worried that Trump is on the edge of creating a civil war. He alluded to it more than once. He alluded to the fact that if he did not get reelected, that there could be a civil war. You know what responsibility that places on us? It places the responsibilities on us to live and do like Dr. Martin Luther King told us to do. He taught us to organize and to protest, but he taught us nonviolence. He taught us nonviolence. That was the center, that was the core of his message. And we live with that all the time. No matter how upset we can get, no matter how angry we can get, we live with what we've been taught. And now, this president is putting us in a position where hungry people are going to be on the street, where nonprofits who were waiting for their checks are not going to get them, where seniors waiting for their Social Security check will not get it, where poor families with children will not get what they believe the government has agreed to do. And so when that happens, what does Trump expect? Oh, I believe he expects violence. I believe he expects confrontation. I believe he's working toward a civil war. We're not going to get goaded. We're not going to get tricked into that. We're going to continue to do our work. I'm worried that...
Alrighty. Shalom, Israel. I want to start by giving all glory and the praises to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, BAHASHAM, QADASH. I'm the brother Moan for down to Florida from the Cameron province of Babylon. Come with another quick hit to the Spirit part by MILLSTONE. Lord went to edify and feed the sheep. Delbon said, I was an apostle, great MILLSTONE, who teach and rule well. Peace and blessings to the brothers who are pushing this work into sincerity to the sky abroad. And as you can see in this video, this lady, she's going to, expounding on how, you have it where, Trump, all right, is itching towards a civil war, man, okay? And how she's sitting there explaining, all right, how these things are leading to what's being affected, okay? And what this is leading to, the spirit that's going to be upon these people as it gets worse here in America, man. You see, all right? These people that's acknowledging and seeing that what this devil doing in the sea is affecting them, all right, dramatically, man. And it's only going to get worse because, see, these American people, man, all right, and you got Jake that's amongst them, all right, that's completely, you got Eve standing up there, all right, that's completely, trusting in this whole system. But now, they're starting to realize or come to that realization this place ain't got a grips on its own self, man. So how much more for you American people, man? All right, how much more for you consumers? How much more for you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American? You seen how they was doing the quote-unquote illegal to the immigrants, man. So how much more for Jake? All right, and you got the spirit on these devils, Esau, man. All right, these Edomites that's just getting fueled by what this devil's doing, which is causing a confrontation, man. All right, because these little, these little groups here and there, all right, you have it. There's all Trump supporters. All right, they being fueled by this devil's ways and how he's going about everything. And you see this devil, Trump, yeah, he's showing his ass. All right, he's showing that he don't give a damn. Okay, he telling motherfuckers, look, if you don't get right with the program, all right, you gonna be X'd out. He let motherfuckers know we don't give a damn what you talking about, man. He letting people know, look, if you want to go, if you want to take it there, we're gonna take it there. So you got these Edomites who like they in the same wicked vibration, man. Okay, which shows you ultimately that this place is surely coming to its destruction, but it's got to take place with other things that has to pop off. All right, here in America, man, and this devil knows. All right, these things could cause uproar or civil war or some civil unrest. All right, due to these ways of establishing, all right, what they want to usher in, which is that NWO. You see, so they know that this is going to stir up things, and which is you have this lady, okay, saying that she's worried President Donald Trump is close to creating a civil war. So you're gonna have groups of others. You seen a movie, Civil War. There's no coincidence that came out, and then they was talking about what kind of American are you? All right. What kind of American are you? And see what they was doing to who they would consider, who they consider will, be an outsider from an American, man. So you have it where the spirit upon this place is being stirred up more and more of being, divided, okay, and stirred up for war itself, okay. The spirit of love and peace and gathering is starting to flee, man. All right, now you're starting to see the more effect of people being affected by these prices, okay, being affected by these shortages, all right, being affected by lack of being tended to from their government, man, which the scriptures goes into that, okay, because you don't really see I'm gonna come back to that. You don't really see Esau in the background. You see a bunch of Eve, man. All right, which remind me of this scripture, which we bring it all the time, but it's the spirit, okay, called by MILLSTONE, Isaiah 30:1, it says, woe in the destruction to the rebellious children, saith the Lord YAHAWASHI, that take counsel, but not of me. And that's what our people have done and continuously doing today. Okay, see, she talking about MLK and how he used to do this and how they to prevent what this is going to come into due to this devil's way of how he's going about it. Well, ultimately, you're going to be able to stop it if you had authority to do it. Because, see, this devil has to do what he has to do to usher in his NWO. Okay, so they have to establish some type of chaos to put in that order, man. Okay, and whatever these devils have set to do, they're going to do it regardless, man. Okay, but that's just going to do nothing but add on to what has to happen according to prophecy, man. Okay, but you got our people who are wholeheartedly trusted this devil, and this is the outcome that you get. It says, but not of me. So you rather go to these devils for, the help and everything, and seek counsel and seek help, advice for them, instead of YAHAWASHI says, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, right? That they may add sin to sin. So you started sinning and going to your person and wonder why. All right, you are looking, all right, stupid up there, man. All right, you seen what they did to MLK ass, man. All right, these devils they're not messing around, they're not joking around. And if this becomes a potential thing, this is going into the scriptures, okay? Anything you can see pop off here in America, man. Hey, it's gonna tie to these. The spirit's gonna tie back to these scriptures, man. Okay. Everything is gonna lead up to ultimately prophecy, man. Okay. So if it happens to be where there's a civil unrest, okay, a civil war in itself, it's going to tie back to these scriptures. It says, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. Verse 2, that walk to go down unto Egypt, and have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh. And your modern day Pharaoh will be, was Sleepy Joe, all right, known as Joe Biden. But now you have Trump, all right, and he letting loose, man. Came in first just got into the door. He signed executive orders, over 300 executive orders. And you seeing that executive orders being pushed throughout America, man. Okay, and on to these other nations. And you have it with these other nations ain't going for it. Canada, Mexico, the list goes on. So there's some tension and rebelliousness in the air. Same goes for these people, man. All right, here in America. Trusted in this guy Trump, man. All right, and if you are so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, you shouldn't be trusting your person anyway, according to the scriptures, man. Okay, you should be cleaving unto YAHAWASHI, because this place, as you know today, America is going to be through. It says, let me see, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt, which is the benefits and assistance. She's talking about the government, them not helping them with the things that they need, and they're gonna be lacking in tending to the elderly, okay, the elderly. They're gonna be lacking in tending to those assistance in general, man, okay, and benefits in general, and she look in great worry. She's in great worry. Well, that's because you trust in your oppressors to the trust in YAHAWASHI. So this is what comes. This is the outcome of what leaning on that shadow of Egypt is, man. It says, verse 3, therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame. So that's a shame to be standing on a podium and begging or asking, all right, you know, for warning others that it could be a potential war or civil unrest, okay, due to how this devil's ruling as he's in power, man. Scripture says the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. Okay, Esau, Edom, they're the ones that's in power right now, ruling. And look how these people are in a state of sorrow and mourning and in need of help. You see? So this, boom, that already identifies who the wicked is ruling the earth today. Because you're going to have people in great distress right now, just like this, man. It says, therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. So this lady is clearly confused because she done put a whole life savings. You got a whole bunch of group of Eve up there, you know, and they clearly missed the message. They clearly up there looking confused because they trying to figure out what the hell going on. Well, this is what happened when you trust in Esau Edom, man. So it says that never trust thy enemy, for lack of iron rust of swords is wickedness. Okay, roughly paraphrasing. So this devil's going to show his wickedness. Okay, his true intentions. Even if he seemed to do good, he's going to show his horns, man. And that's what you see when it comes to these things, man. All right. It just ain't hit so hard where it's in the neighborhoods of Jake, man. Okay. But when it started hitting Jake real hard in the neighborhoods, you already have it where the stamps is being affected. All right. You already have it where these, assistants are being affected. How much more? And Jake depend on these things wholeheartedly, you see? And this is why they're going to be in great confusion. Okay. Or being confused. All right. Because they done put their trust in their oppressor. All right. Now she done spoke on it. I'm going to grab the video back and play a little bit. But she done spoke on something particular.
90% of
I'm worried that Trump is on the edge of creating a civil war. He alluded to it more than once. He alluded to the fact that if he did not get reelected, that there could be a civil war. You know what responsibility that places on us? It places the responsibilities on us to live and do like Dr. Martin Luther King told us to do. He taught us to organize and to protest, but he taught us nonviolence. He taught us nonviolence. That was the center, that was the core of his message. And we live with that all the time. No matter how upset we can get, no matter how angry we can get, we live with what we've been taught. And now, this president is putting us in a position where hungry people are going to be on the street.
And she said, putting us in a position, okay? She said, putting us in a position where hungry people on the streets are going to be hungry. Okay, etc. Let's bring it back, okay?
Can get, no matter how angry we can get, we live with what we've been taught. And now, this president is putting us in a position where hungry people are going to be on the street.
She said, well, hungry people are going to be on the street. So you're going to be hungry already, and then you're going to be put out on the street and be hungry and be hungry more. This is what this devil's potential thoughts towards, all right, these American people, you would have put it, okay, is, man. Scripture says, his mouth is smoother than butter, but war is his heart, roughly paraphrasing, okay? This devil don't have no type of good, all right, for you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American, man, all right? This devil, it's a possibility she could pop off this year, man. Okay, all hell can break loose. Okay, and you still depending on this devil, man. You're gonna have a lot of angry people out here, and she trying to, so to speak, deflate the tension in the air. But soon you're gonna have a lot of angry people walking around here on edge, ready to snap because they done had enough. And what is that gonna lead to? Let me grab it. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, start verse 15. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. So you're going to see people in these type of aggressive spirits with demons on them, okay, leaning to weapons and retaliating, okay, civil unrest, civil war, race war, all that, man, because they're on the edge. These people are going to start to lose it. These people are going to start to retaliate in the most aggressive way, okay, and it's going to get terrifying for these people who don't even know what's going on. People are going to be locking their doors. Lock your doors. Cut your lights off, and you're gonna have people ready to get busy out here and just say to hell with it, man. During the C-19, you had it where it was a period of time where people going looting, busting in windows and busting in doors and going looting, man. How much more when there's just people who don't give a damn no more? Leading to verse 16. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. In the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So people won't take action in their own hands, which is what this place is drifting towards, man. Where these are daily American people who wake up every day, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American as well, wake up every day that's going about your daily life. It's gonna get to a point these motherfuckers gonna wake up and say, you know what, I had it. It's gonna be protesting, gonna be people who are willing to say, to hell with it. We're gonna take back what we feel is ours. People are already not getting their taxes back. Yeah, that's government shutdown on March 14th, if I'm not mistaken. So now you got people who gotta wait a little longer, got people going out of jobs. All right, you got jobs that's being put on hold, people who are making money. Okay, ain't gonna be able to feed their families. These people are gonna start to act out, man. Okay? We're about to get ready to witness some great rebelliousness in here in this place known as America, man. You about to see people retaliate, okay, with years of oppression. You see? Right on their back. Hey, I'm finna let I am, man. I've been paying. I forgot I forgot what it was. It was a video I was watching. At least someone was telling me, one of them two. Where I'm talking about, man, I'm tired of giving my money to the government. I'm tired of doing this. We're snapping. That's the time we're coming into. These people gonna have on them, man. The spirit's gonna be on these people, man. It says, verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. And what's going to happen when you have all that popping up, uproars of the people? All right, when you have a sedition, okay. When there's rowdy people outside, they're gonna have their troops out there. You have the National Guard being established. Okay, a potential martial law. Okay, we're approaching those times, man. That's what we're approaching. And just hearing this video is it's just a confirmation of knowing that you see these people are about to get real. What's the word I'm looking for? Get real active. Okay. Just because these people driving and they're going about they they're going to their job, they're going shopping, they seem like they still just kind of NPCs still moving around. These NPCs gonna have a glitch in the matrix in a minute, man. They about to start glitching and you ever watched this movie Wreck-It Ralph and you had that one girl, she was a glitch and she started glitching through the motherfucking matrix. She started going over here and there. Hey, it's about to be a lot of them out here, man. And a lot of them from be on some goddamn what they call it, dude? Turbo-tastic. Turbo-tastic. You're gonna see a lot of these people turbo-tastic. It says verse 18, for because their pride, it says, for because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Right. It's going to be that terrifying out here. It ain't going to be no pretty sight. It ain't going to be no peace and, love and gathering and feasting. Nah, man, you're going to have people out here in great fear, great terror, afraid to even come out their door. You might have a barrel to your face. You might have Esau knocking your teeth in, beating you across your head. The so-called white man, yeah, bam, get your ass on the floor. Get down. Calling you all kinds of shit, man. That's the time we're coming into. Verse 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword. So when you have people in the state of saying, all right, you know what, this is going on and this is happening here, they're going to say, you know what, well, we got to protect our own. So people are going to be trying to protect their own seed, their own seed line, their own family, their own loved ones. Shit, you might even have loved ones attacking each other, but you're going to have people who going to have some type of decency of themselves and say, listen, I got to feed my family. And they're going to break into another family's house, and they're going to take what another family has so that they can feed their family. Showing no pity. I'm sorry, I got to feed mine. Ruthless. Savages. We're about to see a bunch of people get real heavy in the spirit of being a savage, man. You got these YNs switching people up. You think they just switching people up for no reason? They about to have more demons on them to switch more than just a family up or a nigga up. They finna start switching up every goddamn thing they can get a switch on. It's about to get real, man. Okay? We don't need YAHAWASHI outside. Which this is spirit is gonna be on these people. The Lord gonna have us brothers just serving him truth and sincerity, covered and protected, man. Which is that's why it's a blessing to have this truth. But these people, man, they're gonna be like goddamn zombies. Turbo-tastic. Glitch. Here we go. They about to start some shit. You're gonna see a lot of sirens and fire trucks and police sirens going off. Then you're gonna stop hearing that. Because they ain't getting funded enough for that. Let me read on. It says, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So this is what it's gonna lead to. The lack of bread and great tribulation. And that's what you're hearing in this video. She trying to be goddamn captive, save a motherfucker, and ain't gonna be no saving, man. Okay, it ain't gonna be no. You can tell somebody, no. These people are gonna be moving and operating off their own will, very much. If they ain't doing it now, on a higher degree, they're gonna be doing it then. Okay, way higher than they ever seen before. These people ain't gonna be wanting to be helped. They're going to be trying to take whatever you got to help them with. I can help you. I can save you. Just do it. Nah, man. Because it's the spirit that's going to be on these people are going to be over the head, overwhelming. They're going to have time to think and gather thoughts. They're going to have time to snatch, run, kill, slaughter, all the worst you can think of. All right. So, hey, man, you know what this lesson, it was edifying. I'm going to play the video again and close it out.
90%.
Where hungry people are going to be on the street. Where non-profits who were waiting for their checks are not going to get them. Where seniors waiting for their Social Security check will not get it. Where poor families with children will not get what they believe the government has agreed to do. And so when that happens, what does Trump expect? Oh, I believe he expects violence. I believe he expects confrontation. I believe he's working toward a civil war. We're not going to get goaded. We're not going to get tricked into that. We're going to continue to do our work.